absolutely chilling video that we saw of an officer just moments after being shot at the entrance of the Carver gym. You know, you think about what if that officer hadn't been there? Who else would have been shot? And what access would that gunman have had? If there is any good news, it is that Adam said that that officer was, that gunman was apprehended immediately and is in custody, because the question is why, right? Why? And some family is destroyed this evening.
Absolutely. I mean, you would assume that that is a basketball gym full of students who are waiting just to watch their teammates play and watch their fellow students play a basketball game at the gym. And now, you know, all of those students were at the scene of a homicide of a police officer. We did get an email from New Orleans police who said that they are planning on updating the media. Chief Sean Ferguson is planning on giving an update to the media at some point about what exactly has unfolded. And again, our photographer Adam Ney was at the scene just moments, pulled up to the scene as those shots were being fired at the gym. Sounds like a chaotic scene. Any idea how many students were inside at the time whenever it happened, Adam?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't tell you. I didn't even make it inside, but there was, yeah, I couldn't even tell you. There was probably a full stadium, a full arena, just being two schools, city schools. You know, that always brings rivalry, tension, you know, to the scene. You know, I'm sure it was full. You know, and it's just unfortunate for everyone involved. It's just I feel bad for the officer, number one. I feel bad for the student athletes who are just there to play a basketball game, something they enjoy doing, you know, and the community as a whole. You know, it's just people take this stuff way too lightly. There's no reason for any of that, you know.
Are you okay?
Way too lightly. I'm good. I am good. I just hate that people. There's no reason for people to take shooting an officer lightly, you know.
Yeah. And I think we're all going to be interested to hear exactly what unfolded inside the doors, just, you know, on the entryway of that gym tonight. Whenever that suspect started shooting into the crowd, an officer obviously intercepted those bullets before they were able to hit a student.
Are you still on the scene, Adam?
Yes, I came out. Well, not right outside. They kind of put us off the school grounds, and I came and met our photographer Russell and Mike McDaniel to give them the video that I had, and they'll probably take it from here. But yeah, the police blocked off Andrew Higgins. You know, leading up to the school, I see some detectives that just pulled up in front of me, about to get to the scene. Yeah, so everything on Andrew Higgins to the entrance of Carver is cut off, and there's cops roaming around the area. Yeah, so
all the students are gone now. Everyone else is pretty much evacuated from that site.
Everyone cleared out. They cleared out once they got the officer out. They emptied the gym, and then everybody cleared out from the parking lot and from the school grounds right after that. That's when they kind of got us out of there. You know, and then that's when I came and met them.
What does it look like now? What is the scene like now? How many officers are there? How many different jurisdictions? I know earlier you said JPSO, but I was thinking that seemed odd, but maybe they were there.
I'm not JP, yeah, it was NOPD, yeah, it was odd. So there's NOPD blocking the streets. There's, detectives. There's the, sheriff's office there. And then there was the security patrol people in the parking lot.
And does that seem like a private security company, maybe? So we're really not sure.
It could have been.
Okay.
It could have been. I'm just not 100% sure what it was. It may be in the video that I haven't really got to look at yet. but it may be in that video that Russell sent.
Okay.
Because they got up there pretty quick, and they were on it pretty quick.
I'm sure your focus was on the officer, but did you happen to notice what happened to the gunman? Did they whisk him off right away? Was he there in the back of a car? Do you have any idea?
He was in the sheriff's vehicle pretty quickly. I think they got him pretty quickly. He tried to deny it. I had heard him yelling like, "Hey, it wasn't me," but you were the only guy there, you know. So, like, come on, man, like, you can't just start denying this already, you know. But they got him pretty quick, and they apprehended him and put him in the back of a New Orleans Parish Sheriff's vehicle pretty quick. And he was there until after they had took the body out and brought him to the hospital.
Just such a tragic night at that basketball game. Adam, could you tell if there was a gun on that suspect whenever they apprehended him? Did you see a gun?
It's Katie and Karen. Yeah, I think Sharice is.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure. I'm not 100% sure on what they got on the suspect. I would guess. I mean, I'm guessing that the suspect that they apprehended had the gun on him. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anyone else there, you know.
But it was difficult to see.
Adam, we're gonna ask you to stand by. We're gonna take a short break. I am hearing from sources that the person that they arrested was a quote older person, not a student or a player. So that would be the latest. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back.
From Channel 4's Eyewitness News, this is breaking news.
Good evening, everyone. We are interrupting your regularly scheduled programming because we have a scene at a high school in the lower 9th Ward, Carver High School, where a police officer was shot outside of a high school basketball game.
And we have Devin Bartolotta, who is standing by live at UMC, which has just got to be the scene of so much sorrow this evening. Devin?
Yeah, Karen, we are right on Durbany, right off of Tulane right now, just down from the entrance of the emergency room. And this is where we believe that officer was taken after that fatal shooting. There is a large police presence here, both marked and unmarked police vehicles. Some of them are NOPD, although at this time we have not confirmed what law enforcement agency that officer was from. I did speak with our photojournalist, Steve Wolfram. He was here right before 7 o'clock, and he said around 7, there was one ambulance that came in that appeared to be under police escort. There were 3 ambulances in total. All 3 of them were coming from the general area, the general direction, I would say, of the high school. He did say that the police and EMS arrived rapidly, a large police presence along with that ambulance around 7 o'clock tonight. He said the first ambulance came down Tulane Avenue and 2 more came from I-10, but it is unclear again if all 3 of them came from the school. What he did say is that large police presence and the EMS, the ambulance rather, came in rather swiftly right into the emergency department here. And what we're seeing from where we are now, let me step out of frame here so you can see behind me. There is one unmarked police vehicle right near that stop sign off to the left-hand corner of your screen. And we have seen, there's an NOPD officer here on the right side of your screen, and we have seen some vehicles, police agency vehicles coming in and out of this area over the last 15 or 20 minutes now. So we do not know exactly what's happening inside here. Karen, as you mentioned, presumably a very sorrowful scene inside as this story has continued to develop. So we're going to stick with it here and bring you guys more updates as this progresses.
Okay, Devin, thank you so much for that report. And of course, we're going to continue to stay there and watch and wait to see what happens tonight. Now, we are hearing from the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office that they are the ones who made an arrest at the scene. There were Orleans Parish Sheriff's deputies there outside of Carver High School. We are also hearing that this officer who passed away was a second city court constable. So this was a constable who was there, likely working an off-duty detail at this high school basketball game between Carver and Warren Easton. It was supposed to be happening tonight, just a basketball game between two schools, had a packed gym from what we're hearing, possibly full of students waiting to watch their teams in a New Orleans local high school basketball game when, as one of the witnesses at the scene, who happens to be a photographer for WWL-TV, he was there to shoot that basketball game, to shoot video of it. He saw a suspect opening fire as he was pulling into that parking lot to go get video of that basketball game. This suspect apparently started shooting into the doors, into the gym from outside in the parking lot area. And he said, our photographer said that there were lots of law enforcement officers around. He said he may have seen Levy District Police who were working that parking lot, as well as New Orleans police at the scene. And now we know that this was a second city court constable who passed away just a short while ago. And we have that confirmed? We do, from the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office.
That is brand new. So there you go. I was just on the phone with somebody who said, generally speaking, you have the constables working the door with the NOPD officers usually working the perimeter of the parking lot. And that would be in line with what Adam said. So as my understanding, there are only about 12 constables. So, you know, we're waiting for the city to alert that family who has lost a loved one tonight. Usually they say the constables work the door, and they are just making sure that, really, quite frankly, what I was just told on the phone is that no weapons enter the gym. And it would appear this officer lost his life in pursuit of that.
Yeah. This has been just a devastating scene over at Carver High School as this constable was shot. It sounds like protecting the people inside the gym. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to wait to hear from New Orleans police what exactly happened and how all of these events unfolded. But just from talking to our witness at the scene who pulled up just as this was happening, it sounds like this person, who we're also hearing, was not a young person per se, was not someone who appeared to be of the age that he could have been a student at the school. This person appeared to be older.
Correct. I'm being told by sources that he was neither a student nor a player, and was in his appeared to be in his late 20s.
Okay.
And of course, from Adam Ney, our photographer, he was shouting, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me." But a lot of people saw him, and so it seems that there were a lot of witnesses that would point to him as the trigger man.
Absolutely. And we do have a crew at the scene, of course, at Carver High School. Mike McDaniel has been following what's unfolding there, and he's going to join us live now with an update on what's happening at the scene. Mike?
Hey there, yeah, when you're talking about the basketball game, that's really the unsettling aspect surrounding this shooting, because when you think about all the players and the families and the fans and the coaches and staff that would be in and around that gym, this could have ended even more worse than it already is. When we got that update that this had been upgraded to a homicide, you know, folks out here at the scene were just like, you know, we were hoping this officer maybe was just shot in the hand or shot in the foot or just a minor injury, but now we know that that's not the case. We are currently waiting on Chief Sean Ferguson to come address the media to kind of give us an update in regards to information surrounding the officer, what exactly happened. We're still waiting on an identity as well. We don't know if we're going to get that from the chief, but he is said to be here on the scene. Behind me is where all of this happened. That's the gym back there. There's a heavy police presence around here on both sides, kind of blocking Higgins Boulevard, as well as going in and out here at the scene. So we're still waiting for information. We're just in a staging area. All the media's around here waiting for the chief to come address us. But like you were saying, we are also hearing that this was a constable, the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. So no identity quite just yet. There's a lot of police presence. We've seen them coming and going, just waiting on the chief now. Ladies.
Okay, I'm sure Chief Sean Ferguson is going to have much more to add as we try to really figure out what happened outside this basketball game.
And we are continuing to monitor the situation, and our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the constable who was murdered just about 1 hour ago, guarding the front door of the gymnasium of Carver High School.
Yeah, and we will, of course, bring you the very latest on WWLTV.com and on the Eyewitness News at 10. But I believe now we're going to go back to regular programming.
This has been breaking news from Channel 4's Eyewitness News. For the latest updates, go to WWLTV.com, the Channel 4 app, or our social media pages.
Knowing the plan would be helpful.
Why is Tulane University here and why is the constable officer here? This officer that we lost, this brother in blue that we lost tonight, was a Tulane police officer, but he was also a reserve officer with the 2nd City Court Constable Office. This is a very fluid situation. Our Mayor LaToya Cantrell, has been informed of this situation. She is well aware of this situation. She extends her condolences, her thoughts and prayers to all, to this officer's family, to Tulane University and its family, as well as the constable and his family. We do have an individual detained at this time who we do believe is responsible for this act. Again, this is a very fluid situation. Our homicide detectives, our homicide division will be the lead in this investigation, while our force investigation team will assist throughout this process. Normally, FIT, force investigation team, would take lead on officer-involved shootings, but this is a death investigation. And as such, homicide will take lead in this investigation. So again, we offer our prayers and condolences to this officer and his family. I will not be able to give his name. We will follow up at a later time with his name, as well as the individual we have in custody, and hopefully we can give you some more information or context as to what actually occurred tonight. But this is all I can give you tonight. I will not be able to answer any questions because of the fluidness of this situation. So please be patient with us, and I thank you for being here to allow us to give this information to our community as best as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Oh, now I gotta walk it back there and then walk it back up here.